Her passion is people, connecting the right group, the right individual, the right path in order for them to realize success. Speaker, strategist, trainer, author, and soon-to-be online minister, she embodies the spirit of today's new global world. I'm delighted to welcome Linda Sztanko of Linda Sztanko International on Small Talk. Linda Sztanko, welcome to Small Talk.
Thanks, Javed. It's really nice to be here.
It's such a pleasure to have you on the show today, Linda. Now, you talk to a number of people, but one thing I'm very intrigued in hearing from you about is how you help people network with others who come from different backgrounds and value systems. Talk to us about that.
That's a really tough conversation that people typically shy away from. My thoughts on that process is that I do have a faith background, and values come in lots of different forms. It can be a philosophy, it can be a faith. There's lots of different forms it comes in. But what I have found along my journey of networking and working with clients and meeting people from all over the globe, it's been a really fun journey, is that people do tend to shy away from having conversations with people who don't have the same faith value or philosophy values. They typically find that they want to only do business with or network with people who have those same values. And it's a shame because there's good people in all faiths, good people in all philosophy strategies. People are people. And if you want to be in business, my opinion is that you do have to network with people from every realm that comes along your way. And you have to find a way to be comfortable with it and make them comfortable being with you if your values are different.
Now, are you finding that's somewhat common? Are you always getting that type of reaction of, hey, if they're not matching to my faith and values, then really it's not something that's not really someone I want to be networking with or building a collaborative opportunity with? And I think you also talk about, people are missing out on the 90% of their business when they're having that type of mindset. Just talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, it is. It's a big world out there, and there's a lot of people. And people do miss a lot of opportunity. And yes, it comes up quite often, especially with clients, is that they are very uncomfortable networking with people who don't have those same philosophies. What I find is interesting is how often it comes up. Now, you might not always see it when you're actually out there networking, but it's when you actually have those conversations with people on the sidelines or not when you're in a networking realm that it's like, well, I'm not very comfortable talking to somebody who has, let's say, for instance, as an example, Christian faith. They sometimes feel that they're going to be recruited or try to be converted or vice versa with a different kind of faith. They just are uncomfortable with it, so they shy away from it. But what I find what's really interesting is that on the flip side, people who do have values or specific values or faith backgrounds, they may, not everybody, but quite a few people want to only network and do business with people who have those same thought processes or that same background. And they're missing the mark on meeting other people outside of that realm. Part of being an entrepreneur, as you know, is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So you have to kind of step outside of your own comfort zones, and you have to step outside that box so that you make that sphere of influence bigger and bring more people into your circle of influence, because you want to be able to connect with everybody, just not specifics. And it's unfortunate because there's, biases all over the place. Well, it falls into spiritual or religious bias as well. And unfortunately, people do miss the mark a lot on that.
Fascinating conversation here, folks, with Linda Sztanko. her contact information is right there on the screen. If you want to continue this, I'm sure there's going to be a number of people wanting to speak with you, Linda, and continue this conversation, and certainly connect with her. You've got her contact information right on the screen. Linda, we do always ask our special guests one question, and that is, if you had an opportunity, a chance to have a small talk conversation with anyone, living or past, who would it be?
Well, that's a really tough one to answer because there's a lot of people who inspire me. But I would have to say, if I was following up on this particular conversation, I'd probably have to say Eleanor Roosevelt. You know, her philosophy was always do one thing that scares you every day. Well, this is a big scare for a lot of people. So in this instance, I'd have to say Eleanor Roosevelt. I'd love to sit down and pick her brain on all the things that she did that made her afraid. And it's something that I like to live by, because you need to move outside your comfort zone to get comfortable with being successful.
Amazing. Amazing. Linda, thank you for being on Small Talk. We really appreciate your time, and a fascinating conversation. To please continue with Linda online, and certainly connect with her directly. Her contact information we've provided. So Linda, again, thank you for being on Small Talk.
Thanks, Javed. It was a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to spending more time with you and everybody else as I come along through your journey. Thanks so much.
Thank you to Linda Sztanko of Linda Sztanko International for joining me on Small Talk. Now it's your turn. Please comment, subscribe, and share. If you've got a topic you'd like to discuss on the show, please give me a call or send me an email. We'll talk with you next time. To watch previous shows, visit us on YouTube and search for Impression, a marketing services company. Don't forget to join us on one of the following social media channels.